Okay, let's unpack this. We've all been there, haven't we? Uh, Staring down the course list for next semester,
Oh, yeah.
trying to map out not just the subjects, but the actual people who will be guiding us through them.
Right.
Choosing the right professor it can genuinely transform your academic experience.
That's such a critical decision point.
Yeah.
An engaging, accessible professor can just ignite a passion for a subject,
Yeah.
while, well, a poor fit can make even the most interesting topic feel like a real struggle.
Hmm.
You need insights that go beyond the official course description.
Absolutely. And that challenge, that need for real insight, is exactly what led us to this deep dive today.
Hmm.
We're looking at a resource designed to provide just that kind of perspective. Professor Ratings, specifically as presented on academicjobs.com.
So our mission really is to dig into what the source material reveals about this platform, how it actually functions, the kind of information you can find,
And why it matters.
and perhaps most importantly, how it empowers you, the student, to make more confident, informed choices as you navigate your higher education journey.
So, at its heart, the platform is built on a pretty simple but, well, incredibly powerful idea, right?
Definitely.
Leveraging the collective experience of students who have already taken the classes and learned from these specific educators.
It's like having this ready-made network of peers just sharing their authentic experiences.
Yeah, like insider info.
And what's truly insightful, based on the sources, is that these aren't just simple good or bad ratings, not just a thumbs up or down.
Okay.
The platform encourages feedback across specific dimensions that really matter for learning. We're talking about things like the clarity of instruction, how well concepts are actually explained.
That's huge. You might understand the textbook perfectly well, but does the professor bring it to life or just make it, confusing?
Exactly. And it extends to other things too, like fairness in grading,
Always important.
the professor's accessibility outside of class hours, their level of engagement in lectures or discussions, and their responsiveness to student needs and questions.
Right.
Getting feedback on these specific areas provides a much richer picture than just, say, an overall score.
Knowing about a professor's engagement level, for instance, that could be a deciding factor if you learn better in a really dynamic environment versus a more traditional lecture setting.
Precisely.
Or maybe accessibility is your top priority because you'll have lots of questions. This kind of detail helps you align the professor's style with your learning needs.
And the sources detail how the platform makes this information pretty accessible. You can easily search for professors by institution, specific department, or directly by name using their tools.
Okay, so you find a professor you're interested in. What kind of information is actually laid out for you there?
Well, each professor profile on academicjobs.com seems designed to give you a really comprehensive view. You'll see aggregated numerical scores across those key criteria we mentioned.
Numbers, yes.
But crucially, you also get detailed, written feedback-specific comments, where students can elaborate on strengths, maybe provide constructive suggestions for improvement, or simply share their overall experience.
Ah, the qualitative stuff.
Exactly. And you can often filter these comments too, perhaps by course, or even criteria like perceived difficulty or their teaching style, letting you hone in on what's most relevant for your situation.
That level of granular feedback, the written comments, that seems like where the real value lies. It moves beyond just a number to give you context and specific examples.
Hmm.
Helps you understand why a professor is rated a certain way.
Precisely. This transparency, drawn directly from student experiences, offers a perspective that, official course catalogs or even faculty bios simply can't provide.
But it sounds like it's not just about consuming this information, is it? The platform seems designed to be more of a two-way street.
Absolutely. This resource really thrives because it's a community effort. The source highlights that the platform encourages you to share your own experiences once you've completed a course.
Right, so you give back.
By taking just a few moments to rate your professor and leave some feedback, you're contributing directly to the transparency and richness of the platform for future students.
So my experience, whether it was overwhelmingly positive or maybe pointed out some areas for growth, that becomes a valuable data point for someone else facing that same course selection decision next semester.
Exactly. It creates this cycle of shared knowledge. And the source does mention a process to verify feedback for authenticity, which is pretty key for building trust in the resource over time.
That makes sense.
And it's not just about ratings either. You can even leave messages of gratitude. A simple but powerful way to thank an educator who had a real positive impact on you. That kind of feedback is also incredibly valuable.
That community aspect feels really important. It's Basically, students helping students navigate what can sometimes feel like a pretty opaque system.
It truly empowers the student body, building this collective understanding of teaching effectiveness right from the ground up.
So, pulling this all together, then, what does accessing these professor ratings on academicjobs.com really mean for you, the listener?
Well, fundamentally,
It means you can approach course registration with significantly more insight. It's about making informed decisions based on the experiences of your peers.
right. Finding educators whose style fits yours, and maybe avoiding potential mismatches that could make a semester tougher than it needs to be.
It's a platform where exploring the wealth of student-contributed ratings can directly guide your choices.
And importantly, where sharing your own experience adds crucial value for the students who come after you. It helps build a more transparent picture of teaching in higher education,
So if you're ready to explore what other students are saying about your potential professors, or maybe you want to add your own voice to this valuable resource,
which we definitely encourage.
the place to go, based on our source material, is academicjobs.com's professor ratings page. You can find detailed reviews and contribute your feedback right there.
And this ultimately raises an important question, I think, for all of us to consider. How are platforms like this, built on direct student feedback, continually shaping the broader conversation about what constitutes effective teaching and how the student experience is evaluated within higher education today? Something to think about.